Theresa May's checkers flip-flop on Brexit and the consequent change in the dynamic of her cabinet with the resignations of David Davis, the Secretary of State for Brexit, and Boris Johnson changes much in terms of the lay of the land for the independence campaign in Scotland. It finally puts to bed the Scottish Conservatives' constant demand that the SNP get behind Brexit. The London Brexit minister himself, who managed to spend all of 4 hours in total in negotiations with the EU, can't even get behind Brexit. The reason for this is quite simple. No one knows what the hell Brexit is. Mrs May's idiotic maxim that Brexit means Brexit was never going to fly. So why should the Scottish Government get behind such a shambolic and undefined idea, the minister for which can't even put his weight behind? Ruth Davidson and the Scottish Tories are now very publicly in a position where they are selling the unknown contents of a sealed box to the Scottish electorate. It means not a jot how pretty the box is or how well it's wrapped. No one, not even the British government, knows what's in it. No one buys uncertainty. More importantly, the shift currently taking place on the government front bench in the Commons fundamentally alters the nature of the Westminster government. Up to this point, May's government has been a hybrid, born of appeasement, what has now shown itself to be her vain attempt to reconcile the belligerent factions of the Tory Civil War. She's now left, for the most part, with a partisan, weak and centrist front bench that will not curry much favour with the hard Brexiteers on the right and a good portion of the stooges in the 1922 committee, the place where unwanted Tory MPs go to do cigars and brandy. It's now touch and go, at best, whether or not May can survive the vote of no confidence that is now most definitely in the pipeline. It's my guess this won't come right away, but it'll come when she's forced by the EU to sign away completely the Lancaster House vision of Brexit. Taking her on at this point, if she survives the vote, given that Tory rules stipulate there can't be another vote for at least a year, would only strengthen her position. When she is ousted, however, and that day is coming, she will be replaced by an entirely unmoderated and uncompromising lineup of fanatical Eurosceptics and hard Brexiteers. The implications of this revolt for Scotland are huge. It will present the Scottish Tories and the cross-party Unionist alliance led by the Tories with a hard Brexit future they do not want and over which they'll have no influence. There's no reason to think the Scottish Tories will do anything other than what they usually do, bend the knee to Westminster, but it will significantly weaken the resolve of their Unionist alliance partners. It will make it absolutely clear to Labour and the Liberal Democrats that the choice is now stark, the hardest possible Brexit, or something else. Independence. Our task in the independence movement, then, is to hammer this point home and give them a face-saving route to the yes side.